everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm driving to work and I'm bored. So I'm reflecting. I'm just thinking about how much women are played ngaba brother in church in the name of holiness. Bajike phofu benze ngathi yifault yaba sister. Bayabafuna, kodwa they started all of this. You know, people, I love God. I'm still in church and I choose God. I would never do things that are against the church principles. Let me not say church principles, but let me say the principles of God, the biblical principles. I'm not ashamed of that. I don't fear to be different. I don't panic that I'm different from other people. This has been my life. This has been my story. So you either are part of it or learn about it and respect me as I will respect you. So now I'm just Dibalisa. This is story of this brother. He's not even, okay, we call them brothers in church, but he's not my brother. You know what he did? The first time he saw me, so I was having a car already, so let me say I was successful when I joined their church. So the first time that I saw him, he was extra friendly. Remember, we hugged. Thank God for COVID, so that we don't get hugged and get this hug that has mixed messages in them. So he was extremely nice when he saw me in church. Then I don't know what I was asked to go and take in his house. So I was with a friend because I was cautious that he lived alone. Then I can't go alone into the house of a bachelor, a Christian bachelor. So I was with a friend. You know what he did? When he greeted us and when we greeted back, he hugged us. Then to my friend, the hug was short. You know, when when a person is just doing it for the sake of doing it, or let me say it was the way it was supposed to be to my friend. But when it came to me, he held me for a long time. Can you imagine that passionate kiss, hug, when a person holds you and clings to you to an extent that I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable because I wanted to get out of the hug, because I didn't know its meaning. Fine, that was the first time I noticed it, but I pretended not to notice it. Fine, life continues. Then in church, he would sit next to me. He's extremely nice. He calls me, he talks to me, and something like that. And one day he came to tell me a story that he almost, he was put in trouble by a woman who wanted him, meaning the woman wanted to have a relationship with him. In Kosa, that there was this woman. I don't want to say he thought the woman was flirting with her, because the woman couldn't flirt. I saw her. She was not even wearing pants. She was sisters who are so serious in church. No earrings, no lipstick, long dresses. So she wouldn't have done the flirting part. But she said the sister wanted to have a relationship with him. I don't know how true is that. Which is, he's saying it because he's trying to soften my heart so that I must accept him and have a relationship with him. You know what happened? Ever since he told me that, he said, now the sister thinks I'm having a relationship with him, and because the sister is thinking I'm having a relationship with him, now the sister hates me, is talking about me. He was the one who always tells me about the gossip in church, but the gossip that involves my name. because in the first place I didn't live in the same town as him. I lived in another town, but we would meet occasionally in big church gatherings. But he always had indaba, the news, and would tell me that so and so is saying about me. But these stories would be the stories that are flirtatious, if that's an English word, about that, or so and so thinks I want her husband, something like that. So one day he came and he told me a story about this woman whom he accused of wanting to have a relationship with him or wanting to marry him. And he said, this woman hates me and she talks bad about me. You know, that time I'm at the robots, I'm looking at the cars behind me because I just stopped at the robot. So you know what happened? We as human beings, we get tempted, né? If someone comes and tell you a story and say so and so is saying about you, is saying this about you, we immediately react with attitude, not analyzing the intentions of the one who's carrying the gossip to you. I'm not gonna lie, maybe it's because I was young, I was in my early 20s. I believed him that the sister, in fact the sister had an attitude to me. I saw it. I saw the way she treated me. She had an attitude on me, but maybe she didn't like me, and she's not forced to like me. People are not forced to like you. It is their right to hate you if they want to. It is not compulsory that people would like you. Some people do not like you, that's all, and it's not personal. They are demons, or their energy is simple, not mixing with you. I get that a lot. My energy will clash with other people. Some people would not like me because I'm too confident. Most people wouldn't like me because when I enter the room, I light it with my smile, with the things I say. I'm out there. You notice me. I cannot be in a place and you don't notice me. You know, that's a God-given gift that I can't do anything about it. You can undermine me, you can label me, you can discredit me, but it happens naturally. So I was like that. Even in that church, it was easy to notice me. So the sister didn't like me, and she had some small groups, and I would notice it and feel it that they are talking about me, which was fine with me. I would smile and continue with life, you know. So one day the sister was preaching, and then she said something that says, "Sishiywa ngamayenyukazi." The whores are taking our men. Let me tell you the truth. I didn't hear her saying it, but the brother came to tell me that, did I hear that when the sister was preaching, she said, "Sishiywa ngamayenyukazi," which means I'm the whore and I'm the enyukazi who has taken him from her. You must remember, I'm at the cycle and I'm watching the cars. Because I told you I'm driving. I'm watching the cars from the cycle. The sister, the brother never proposed to me, never said he loves me, but he was giving me these clues, and he would be the bearers of bad news, that people say this, people say this, people say we're lovers and all of that. Okay, let me not lie here and tell the truth. I think I liked him too as the time went by. Okay, he was handsome that time. He's no longer handsome now, because even if you are handsome, once you start benemi kuba and you act like a woman, you stop being handsome. He's no longer handsome. Okay, you know what happened as the time went by? Okay, I ignored the sister. I just didn't care. And with me, I don't care in church if you hate me, because I always tell myself I've come to God, not to you. So I just don't care what you think of me, you know. So he would say that one day he asked me how I would feel if he asked me to be his wife. Oh sister, muku 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 muku, she smiles. you know, it's an indirect proposal. Muku, 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 she smiles. You know, was in church, we want to marry. And that time I was ready. There was time when I was rejecting people because I was not ready. But I think by the time he met me, I was ready. And I think I've mentioned this in one of the chapters in my book. I'm just turning, I will be at work soon. I'm just turning the last stop sign. So, you know, that time I was ready. So he found me ready, and let me say he played with my emotions and with my mind. And then he would ask me how would I feel being his wife. I don't know, but ever since he said that, maybe I gave him an indirect answer, maybe I said no problem. But ever since then, he started treating me like I was his girlfriend, even though there was no direct proposal, which is what they do. Sometimes there won't be a direct proposal because he wants to one day say, did I say I love you, when maybe there is trouble in paradise, or when he wants now to go to another one, he would he wants to say, did I say I love you, because it is their game to play with the sisters to make them pregnant and then reject them and go to the other ones. Fine. Then I left their province to work in another province. We kept on talking. I remember that at one time, I noticed one thing. When I was leaving provinces, I left my stuff in his house. I noticed that he was trying to rob me of the things that I asked him to keep. So he was trying to take them from me without my permission. I remember there were things like the couch and everything, but I refused. And he started to say he had my pictures in his house, blah, 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 a certain picture. I can't remember how he got that picture. Don't know. Did we have Facebook that time? I don't know, but there was a picture of me that he had, and he said people were commenting about it, blah, 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 blah. And then what happened was, one day he was bereaved. I supported him. Then he wanted to talk to me. We talked. One thing that I noticed when we talked was that I'm sorry, it's my sinusitis, was that he would touch me in the arms like this. I hate someone who touches my body. My body is my body. You do not touch, because it is something that I hate so much. That used to happen when we were young. You know, when you were young, older men, when you are sent to church, they would touch you here without your permission. By that time, they are slowly but surely taking your power away from your body and taking control of your body. You do not have a right to touch my body. I don't know what they are feeling touching us here or touching our arms, but he would do that. Fine. As the time went by, I think he decided that he would not marry me because he was complaining that I'm more educated than him and my character is too strong. Well, it is too strong. It is what it is. So it's either you deal with my strong character or you go and look for a doormat, because I will always have a strong character. So what happened was, the way he did it, I shared a flat with a friend that time, the friend that he knew better than me. You know what he did? He proposed a relationship to that friend, and then the friend says, what about Nosi? And then he's saying, things are not as they seem. Something like that. Are not ngolhlobo wena ucinga ngalo. So for me, I took it as a message. And knowing that he has been passing gossip about other women saying they want him, I sent him a message. I said, listen, you brother, listen to me, listen to me. I never started this. You started it. I never flirt with you. You started all this thing. It's clear that for you it is a game. Should I hear uyandiva? Should I hear you going around in church saying, Mna bendikufuna, I wanted you, you will get me, you will see me? And I told him that you must remember that when your father died, you proposed to me. But if I wanted you, I would go and sue you for promising to marry me. But if I do that, maybe people would make me marry you, whereas I no longer want you because umfazi. I don't want to marry umfazi. Remember, guys, if someone promised to marry you and then bail on you, you can go and sue him for breaking your heart, for breaking the promise and everything. So that is what I told him, and I didn't report it to Reverend this, because Reverend maybe would have said I must marry, but I no longer wanted to marry him, but I wanted to give him the peace of my mind. I'm reminded about this because recently he contacted me. I don't know if he doesn't know that he hurt me, or he did me wrong, and he contacted me as if things are normal. And what I hated the most is that he's married. I don't know what he knows about my life or what he reads, but I'm like, who do you think you are, contacting me after all the nonsense you did in my life? Anyway, I was talking because I was going to work and sharing the stories that we go through in church. I don't have a problem with church, but I have a problem with wolves hiding in the sheepskin and in church and hurting women, gender-based violence in church. Anyway, guys, let me go to work. God bless you. Talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.